Alrighty, here we are. We're on our third one. So in this one, this is the Uniform Series Capital Recovery. The key is here that we are finding an A given a P. Okay? Find an A given a P. So here's our cash flow. Now notice, here's our uniform series, and the P is that one period before that A. Remember, the F was at the same time. It was a period 4, but now it's one period before. Now here I have it drawn at year 0. It doesn't have to be at year 0 though. So here's our formula. A is equal to the present value we know times this formula. And again, you can look at your book and go through the mathematical derivation of how that comes. But we can take that formula and replace it with this functional notation. Find an A given a P, interest rate, and number of periods. And this is how we would use it. A is equal to P times A given PIN. So let's do a couple problems here. Okay, you take out a loan. Oh, first of all, when would you do this? Well, it would be like, for this situation, you're paying off a loan, you're paying off a house, you're paying off all of this stuff, okay? But you know what your payments can be. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, I said that backwards. You know the P, you're finding the A. So, let me see. Yeah, find the A given a P. I'm buying a $100,000 house. I'm buying a $250,000 unit. I'm buying a widget press. What are my payments going to be? So in this example here, we take out a loan over 5 years. Okay, so we're going to go like this. And it's going to be $10,000. Now I drew it down. I'm looking like the bank right now. You could draw it up. That's fine. As long as the arrows are opposite, right? Money out, money in. They have to be equal. That's what equivalence is. I'm indifferent of how I get paid. So, what is your monthly payment if the interest rate is 9% compounded monthly? Oh, all right. I is 9% compounded monthly. So I is 9% over 12, which is 3/4%, right? 0.75%. N is 5 years, but I got to pay monthly times 12 months per year. So N is 60 months. All right. N equals 60. There's my 10,000. Here's my unit 1 going through 60. A equals, not quite sure. We've got to figure that out. So we've got all our givens. We've got our find. We're all good. So our solution will be pretty easy. We just got to remember A is equal to P times A given P IN. Well, my purchase price is 10,000. A given P, 0.75% for 60. We look in the back of the book. Sure enough, we have 0.75%. That is 0.0208. Again, you could use that big formula, but I'd rather use the book. My payment is $208 per month. That's my car payment, or whatever I took out that loan for. There's my uniform series. I pay $208 a month. Pretty straightforward. Let's get a little more complicated. 3 years from today, you will be taking out a loan for $20,000 for grad school. So you're going to graduate and you're going to take out a loan, or maybe you're working in 3 years, you're going to go back. You qualify for a low interest loan of 6% per year compounded quarterly. You're required to pay off the loan in 10 years. Payments will begin immediately, meaning the first quarter after you receive it, not the day you receive it. That'd be crazy. What will your quarterly payments be? Then, read this next one. You aren't good at saving money, so you decide to put a little aside each month. How much should you put aside each month? Note, you don't earn any interest when you save by the month. You're just going to set it aside. Your checking account doesn't have any interest they're giving you, or you're just putting it in a drawer, or you're writing yourself a check and not cashing it and not earning interest. So you just have these quarterly payments, but you need to set aside a little bit each month because you're not good at having that available right away when you need it. Okay, so here's 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, at year 3, we're going to take a loan out for 20 grand. Again, I'm looking at this like the bank. You can look at it as the person. So immediately now, so this is kind of where we're sitting. Immediately after this, you've got n is equal to what? Okay, I got to think about this. So I'm sitting here at year 3. Well, that really doesn't matter, okay, because this is a present compared to the uniform series that I'm trying to find. So this value is a P. Even though it's hanging out there in year 3, that's okay. So starting from this point, this is when we start counting our periods, period 1, even though it's 3 years and 1 quarter. But for the effect of this problem here, where's my, whoop. This is where the problem lies. This is the cash flow for the problem. That it happens in year 3 is really inconsequential because we're looking at this problem. So my N is going to be 10 years times 4 quarters per year, 40 periods. My I is going to be 6% divided by 4 quarters per year. So my I is 1.5% per quarter. What is my quarterly payments? So here's my interpretation, my given and my finds. Remember, interpret, plan, execute. Well, the plan is, let's just use the formula. So the plan is going to be A is equal to P times A given P IN, where P is $20,000, times A given P. I is 1.5% for 40 quarters. Sure enough, I got a table of 1.5. I look up 40. It's 0.0334. So every quarter, I have to come up with $668 per quarter. That's the answer. But if you're really good with money, you could do that, right? You would have it ready every quarter. You would know every 3 months I got to pay 68. Personally, I am not like that. I'm like this person. I'm not good at saving, so it'd be better for me if I set a little bit aside each month. So what would that little bit aside each month be? Each month would be $668 per quarter times 1 quarter over 3 months. Quarters cancel, and I would get 222.67 per month. That would be my A. Now notice I didn't use interest rate because I'm not putting it anywhere where I could earn interest. I'm just saying I need to set it aside. I'm just going to put it over here. I'm going to take this cash and put 222 in a can so that at the end of 3 months I've got my money and I pay the bank, because we're not earning interest. So when you're not earning interest, you just divide by the number of periods.